Hello everyone, how are you doing? Huzzah! I'm back. It hasn't been too long, has it? I'm positively pestering you these days. Since I moved and I'm a man of almost perennial leisure. How is everyone? There was a leaf blower kicking off momentarily, shortly before I started this broadcast. So hopefully he's fucked off. But if he comes back, remember I'm in California. These middle class lefties love to pay poor Mexicans to wander around the streets for 12 hours blowing leaves around. Don't know why. Maybe it makes them feel good. I think they're stimulating the economy, putting food in the kids' mouths. I don't know. It's fucked up the environment. Imagine how much CO2 they're pumping into the sky, turning on fucking leaf blowers for 12 hours a day. Imagine that. Don't even want to know. Don't even want to know. If I put 20 leaf blowers in my fucking house and left them on for 12 hours, I'd be a dead man, right? It'd asphyxiate me. So how are they helping the environment when they have leaf blowers on every day? Just get a rake. Get a rake and a bin liner. Yeah, good for the environment. Oh, no, hang on. Middle class people don't want to crouch down and pick leaves up, do they? Don't want to do any work. So fuck it. Pay a Mexican to walk around with a leaf blower doing absolutely nothing. Sounds going in and out, is it? That might be because I put a limiter on it that's supposed to try and hide shit that you can't hear. You know, like to get rid of all the fuzzy stuff. The idea with the limiter is it stops the leaf blower from coming through. So if that's annoying everyone, I'll get rid of it. But I'll put you know what I mean? I don't know what they call it, a background filter that's supposed to get rid of all the very quiet noises, like so you can't hear like, you know, breathing, but you can hear talking. So if it's shit, tell me and I'll stop doing it. Anyway, hello everyone. There's nearly 100 in. I'm not doing Oxbridge pleasantries. It's too busy. Sorry, I was just ranting about fucking leaf blowers. It does my head in. Does my head in. Seen the state of the news today? Oh my fucking God. It's unbelievable. If you haven't watched my last video, go and have a look at it. It's far worse than anyone imagined. I'll move the mic a bit closer, maybe that'll help. It's far worse than most people think. Much, much worse. The state basically owns your kids. Right? That's the short version. The state owns your kids. I don't know how else to say it. And I've told you lot this before. It's not. I don't do conspiracy theories. I do facts, right? And one fact that we know of is that Harriet Harman and a sizable number of this creepy, noncy cabal behind the scenes in the Labour Party was for a very long time obsessed with creepy, noncy stuff. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. But it's weird. It's like, what you wouldn't think that this type of thing's linked to sort of modern, postmodernist, sort of critical theory type of ideology. But it is, isn't it? Because they're trying to attack everything that we used to think we knew. So we used to think women were happier when they got married and had children. So they go, fuck that. Women are happier when they go out and get spit roasted in a back alley by two blokes they don't know from Adam. They love that. They fucking love that. And when the piss flaps go green and they've got to fucking crawl to the doctors with poisonous blood, they're winning there. That's what winning looks like. What? Traditional wife, married, happy with children, all five of you on a nice photograph above the fireplace like that. Nah. What you want to do is you want to go and get rinsed by fucking 20 sailors on a night out. That'll make you... Girls, you want to do that, it'll cheer you up. You'll be loving fucking life. Of course you will. Children? Nah. I mean, everyone knows when you meet a mother and you say, does that kid meet the world? You either go, fuck off. I don't like this fucking thing. I'd rather have a pet pigeon. This thing's shit. I want to go out and get rinsed by strangers. Rough sex with random immigrant men. That's what I want to do. It's fucking lunacy. So that's why it's linked. They want to convince you, I've made the point many times, they want to convince you that the fucking grass is blue and the sky is green. I don't know. Well, I do know why, but I don't know why it works so well. That's what I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get how so many people hear it and think, oh yeah, that's a good idea. It's a fucking good idea. I'm loving that. It's baffling. How come we're the only ones who can see it? And isn't the irony, they call them woke and they're no fuck all. If you describe yourself as woke, you don't see anything. You don't see anything. You see what you've got blinkers on. You're not woke. They should be called the fucking asleep. The perpetually asleep. That should be the name for these people. Lunacy. Anyway, fucking, I can rant and rave all day, but look at this shit here. Just proving to you this isn't like some sort of wacky conspiracy. It's like Harriet Harman, right? Granted affiliate status to paedophile lobbyists. This is like proven fact. It's not just my opinion. And she's now lit, isn't she like a fucking baroness or something now? And she stands by her actions. Her prominent pro-paedophile campaign. They want to shaft kids. It's not a conspiracy theory. Because that's what I mean. They want to make you think that everything you thought you knew is wrong. Because if they can make you if they can convince you that you don't really know what's going on in the world, they can convince you of anything. If they can say to you, what, you think 8-year-old kids don't want to get bummed by big hairy ass geezers? No, of course they do. Of course they do. If they can convince you of that, they can convince you of anything. So they go for the big stuff. So you'll go, well, if I was wrong about that, maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong about children having parents that care about them. Maybe parents don't care about them. Maybe the state should care for them instead of the parents. Fuck me. I mean, this stuff is not rocket science. Hello, Rotten Politics. How you doing? Fucking... It's always good to see fellow sensible people who haven't been banned. Dunning-Kruger did a study. I did read about that, yeah. The thicker you are, the more likely you are to think you're a fucking genius. That's obviously why the woke are convinced of their intellectual superiority. It's a crazy world we're living in. So she said it's immaterial to her work to be pro-nonce. That's like Willy Wonka hiring someone for the chocolate factory who's fucking bulimic and anorexic. Oh, it's immaterial to the work. What's the job? Chocolate tester. Oh, fuck off. It's got now immaterial. It's your job to sit and eat chocolate, you skinny dying rat. What do you mean it's immaterial? It's literally all you've got to do. And these people are charged with like looking after kids. And they're in bed with nonces. It's like the anti-fucking... It's the antithesis of everything to do with your job. What do you mean it's immaterial? It's like Kate Moss getting a job as the fucking burrito taster at Chipotle. Although I probably don't know that reference in the UK. It's fucking mental. It's all mental. So, shall we start on that one first, even though I've made a video about it? Because we have to, don't we? It's fucking mental. Here's another good one, and we can do this one actually, because I talked about this yesterday, how leftism is based in idealism, and conservatism is based in pessimism, cynicism, conserving what we have, just keeping it. We're not doing too bad, so let's just keep it the same. That is a noble sentiment, because it also appeals to my stoicism. I look around me and I think, hey, this is all right, this. Let's just keep it the same. I don't think, oh my God, I saw someone homeless. Let's just change the whole of fucking society. What, you seen a homeless man? Right, rebuild everything. Bulldoze the fucking Big Apple. You saw one homeless man bulldoze the fucking city, yeah, turn it into a fucking desert, and let's start from scratch, shall we? Let's have some bricks. Fucking lunacy. It's optimism versus cynicism. And cynicism is a wise and sensible thing. Because these silly cunts, look at this one. Taliban morality police replace women's ministry. Ha ha ha! My sides, you daft lefty cunts. Taliban morality police replace women's ministry. Ooh, well, I'll tell you what, I didn't fucking see that coming. I was convinced that Joe Biden's strongly worded letter to the Congo would have the Taliban begging for mercy. Like what, we've been stoning women for 1,000 years? But a black man sent me a letter. Oh, well, if he's a black man, he must be right. He must be right, because we're all on board with woke, right? Taliban are woke. Get a black man to send the Taliban a letter, they'll bow down. They'll go, whoa. You can't ignore that. A black man wrote it. Really? Fuck it, we better do everything he says then. That's not how it works. It might work on middle-class white people, but it doesn't work on everybody else. And if you've got the fucking brains that the gods gave a goose, you know it, because you're not a fucking idiot. I mean, mental, innit? Mental. So, let's have a quick laugh at this, shall we? The fucking morality police replaced the women's ministry. I can't believe I even have to read it. No, but this shouldn't be news, because everybody who's woke should have known this was going to happen. The gay trampoline centre. Yeah, it wants to be a big trampoline because they're throwing them off fucking school roofs. Turn around, you silly fat bastard. This fucking channel is criminally unsubscribed. Yeah, because sneaky bastards that work in Silicon Valley. Haven't you figured it out yet, Addison? They put both balls on the scales, don't they? Owen Jones has got 500,000 subscribers and nobody wants to hear what that dopey twat has to say. So yeah, LGBTQ for Sharia, fuck me. I mean, this isn't rocket science, is it? Look, the Taliban appear to have shut down the... They appear to... Of course they've shut it down. They've bulldozed it and buried the fucking rubble. Salted the earth. Are you fucking stupid? That appear to have shut it down. Yes, of course they've shut it down. Jesus wept. On Friday, the sign was removed and a sign for the Ministry of Virtue and Vice was put in its place. Yes, you BBC mouth breathers. Of course they have. Videos on social media showed women employees outside the offices urging the Taliban to let them return to work. Yeah, that'll work. You keep urging. See how you get on. This is what irritates me about fucking women in this day and age that have watched too much bastard Marvel Universe movies, right? I had a minor argument with a friend of mine's missus because I felt as if she's a veteran, went to Afghanistan, did a bit of work, but not a Green Beret marching into the fucking enemy fields of fire, stabbing people in the face, doing a typically female job, polishing a fucking chair. And I got angry because she was basically saying, oh yeah, I was responsible for my security and all that. And I was like, no, 99% of the people that died in Afghanistan and Iraq were men. Typically men at the tip of the spear. Delta Force, Spec Ops, SEALs, SAS, Paras, Commandos, infantry in general. And a lot of women have seen so much fucking TV now. They don't think the world's as rough and as grim a place as it is. And you read stories now of women going, oh yeah, I'll show them what it's all about. Will you? Will you? I worry that we're going to get some of these young women killed. Because you get these arrogant white women who talk like that. Like, oh, the Taliban might be able to keep women down in Afghanistan, but they couldn't keep me down, girlfriend. Do you know what they do to you? Do you know what they do to you? I've seen what they do to you. That poor fucking American woman, does anyone remember her name? About 8 years ago, she got kidnapped, forced to be the wife of some fucking creepy old Taliban fucking honking smelly grandpa and basically fucked her senseless for about a year. And then, fortunately, the Air Force bombed the shit out of them and killed her. Got all of them and did her a favour. But that's what they do to you. These lasses, possibly Afghan women nowadays, they watch too much TV. And they think with a sassy attitude and a right hook, they can tell the Taliban what's what. Seriously, I've read like historical books about the Romans coming to the UK, to Britain. No, it wasn't even fucking the UK at the time, obviously. But when the Romans first turned up in the British Isles, they had amusing discussions. I read it's Caesar's diaries and fucking Titus Pullo, and it's based off of Rome. So they took it from some of these books. Lucius Varenus, talking about the Celtic women. And the Romans laughed and said, oh, because they've never been like slaves, they're very, very feisty. And they were laughing, saying, oh man, you've got to beat them up loads to get them to do as they're told. It takes weeks of beating them up to get them to do as they're told. Like, haha, yeah, that's what they do. If you're a modern woman and you think you're a tough guy or gal, you think you can tell these guys what's what. You're deluding yourself. You've seen too many TV shows. You live such a good life because most men in the West are nice people who protect their daughters, their mothers, their sisters. They care about them. They're spinning them this narrative that men are their enemy. And it's like Jordan Peterson always says, we're not. We care about each other. Most people do in the enlightened world that aren't following a fucking ancient desert fable that says women are down there and men are up here. That's why it's funny on Borat. All the funniest stuff is couched in reality, isn't it? That's why Borat's funny when he's going, in my country, the women are below the men. And they're like, oh, really? And he's like, yes, it is like a man, a horse, a dog, a rat, a woman. Like, the reason that's funny is not because we agree with it. It's because we know there's places in the world where it's like that. And these women now who've spent a few years getting fucking gender studies lessons off American soldiers, woke American generals. Seriously, yeah, as the chat is well aware, stand up, get a knuckle sandwich. Honestly, we have not done them a favour because we've empowered them with nonsense. Women can't fight men. 99% of women cannot fight men. Maybe, yeah, the exception doesn't disprove the rule. Could Ronda Rousey knock the shite out of a few blokes in the chat? Probably. I mean, Bootneck thinks he could kick fuck out of her, but let's not go there because she might see this and then I'll have to fight the cunt in the car park. And even if you take that up, you lose either way, don't you? Because if I win the fight, I look like an horrible cunt. And if I lose the fight, I look like a pussy. So Bootneck doesn't want to fight Ronda Rousey, but I'm pretty sure I train a lot. I can still run a fucking 8-minute mile. I reckon I could knock her out and strangle her. She's retired now. Anyway, went on a tangent there. Bootneck versus Rousey is not happening. But what I'm getting at is, men are stronger than women. The reason it is abhorrent to beat your wife is because men are stronger than women. That's not controversial. It's a biological fact. And 99% of women, normal women who aren't woke, my missus, they know this fucking stuff. It's not even weird to say it. But these young lasses under the age of 30 with a fucking head full of cow shit. What's that? Yeah. Set it up, Rotten. Give her a ring. I'll fucking fight her. The mental, they've been pathologised by constant brainwashing, this postmodernist commie fucking ideology. And they believe it. And some of these poor women are going to gob off at the Taliban. I guarantee it's happening. They'll be like, you don't tell me what to do, motherfucker. And he's going to go, bosh. Maybe she's particularly strong-willed and she's going to go, okay, well, I'll get over that shiner and I'm still going to give him some shit. And he's going to go, bosh, bosh. And he's going to take you away, put you in a fucking hole in the floor and he's going to rape you 3 times a day for a month. See if you're still up for a scrap then. Still are? Well, then he'll get 20 of his mates around and he'll get every one of them to fuck you. They will stake you out in the middle of the desert, gang fuck you till you're leaking out of every orifice, and eventually you will bend and break, because that is what the human brain does when it is forced to endure constant, unending trauma. You can sit there, some sassy lefty, thinking you're hot shit. But that is what would happen to you. And these women have watched too much fucking Captain Marvel. Yeah? Black Widow, a fucking dwarf kicking the shite out of 8 Russian blokes. Cheers then. Kurdish women did okay against ISIS because they all had automatic weapons. They don't control the automatic weapons. The Taliban does. I'm not slagging women off. Some women, if they train, they have to try harder, but they can be capable fighters. Famous Russian sniper everybody talks about. Some women can. But I'm talking about when you don't have the power. If we train them, take them to the range every day, do a shitload of BJJ with them, yeah, women are capable. My missus is pretty capable. Excuse me. Had to sneeze. That's weird. They don't normally come in singles for me. No, it's gone. I think that was the first time I've sneezed on a live stream. Weird. You can tell I don't get hay fever or do coke. Where was I? Yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked. We haven't done these women a favour. That general thoroughly modern Miley. Brainwashing a bunch of young kids. Pushing gender studies classes, ramming them down the throat. It's fake. Gender studies is fake. It's like critical race theory. It is a political ideology full of nonsense. Critical race theory, it's bollocks. It's bollocks. So ladies, seriously, if you're under the age of 30 and you've swallowed all of this nonsense, step back from the brink. Listen to what your mother and father tell you, because anyone over the age of 40 isn't a fucking idiot. And they'll tell you, you've been lied to, you've been misled. Picking fights with men is a terrible idea, especially when you're in fucking Afghanistan. So yes, of course they've replaced the women's ministry. And if you think you can do anything about it, you're in the shit. Genders to origami, I'm not lying about that. Fucking thoroughly modern Miley, they were teaching gender studies classes to the US military. Critical race theory, white rage, gender studies fucking shit. That's what they were teaching female soldiers. They're like, you go, girlfriend. Yeah, cheers then. See how it works against fucking ISIS. It's just lunacy. Remember seeing a funny piss take of that. Have any of you guys seen that Chris Ray Gunn? It's like a young lad who makes music videos. He did a class one of Under the Sea off The Little Mermaid. And they changed the words to like come be PC. It's fucking funny. But he's singing about young lasses go out and get a gender studies degree. And the next thing, you're making shitty money. And it's like, and then you make garbage money, take no responsibility. It's like, yeah, because look what you study. Some women in the borough do know how to pick fights. They do. And some women in the borough have been reluctantly put down by the Bootneck. But if I start telling stories about that, I'll get banned. So I better shut up. But yeah, 3-second rule. Exactly. Stu remembers. You get 3 or 4 swings at the Bootneck, and then if the 5th one comes, sorry to say, you go down like a fucking knackered lift. And because I'm a gentleman, no shoeing, yeah? I don't give you a fucking good shoeing when you hit the deck, because I'm a civilised chap. Anyway, yeah. One with PMT is pretty formidable. Yeah. Again, exceptions don't disprove rules. In general, if you're a woman, it's a terrible idea to hit a man. And most men won't hit a woman because it's out of order and it's bullying and it's fucking wrong because of the power dynamic, because men are stronger. So ladies, do yourselves a favour, don't fucking punch blokes, because obviously it's not going to go well for you. And blokes, if it even needs to be said, never hit women. Just win the argument, like I always do. Just checking my missus isn't in. Use your chips. See, Jimmy, he's a fucking professional. Jimmy's read all of my scribblings and knows that chips in a trained hand, cheesy chips, hefted from the underneath, can become a dangerous weapon. No notification. Susan! Fucking Susan! Curse her. Right, let's do another story, shall we? Rather than the obvious, because we all knew that was going to happen. That's not news. I might as well be leading with clouds are in the sky. Yeah, well, we fucking know that. Of course they were closing down the fucking women's ministry. Jesus, there's only Jen Psaki and Joe Biden on planet Earth who were fucking thick enough to think that that wasn't going to happen. So that's not news. We've already talked about the left-wing communist types being all creepy pedos with their fucking teeth like a witch doctor's necklace. Look at the clip of that fucking maw. Horror show going on there. So yeah, she's a nonce. Everyone knows that. She's pro-nonce, Harriet. What else have we got? Okay, let's do this one. If you haven't watched my video about it, go and watch it. For some reason, the videos I actually put a bit of effort in for. Nobody watches them. And then I push out some low-effort shit and everybody's into it. I don't get it. I clearly have no taste. I have the same voice as Sid, the sexist from Viz. Fuck off, he's a Geordie. I'm a borough lad. We borough lads have got perfect elocution and diction. I was expecting a comment about dick there. Not very mature, my followers. Hiya. Right. So let me explain briefly why this is as much of a problem as it is and why it made me as angry as it did. Essentially, I'll give you the whistle-stop version. Keira Bell transitioned when she was a teenager, wanted to be a bloke. As soon as she gets into her 20s, realises she made a mistake, was a fucking kid when she made these decisions, successfully sued because she said, you didn't challenge me enough. You didn't even really sit down and say, are you definitely doing this? Pubes blocker. Yeah, I could, yeah. I could definitely do with a pubes blocker. That'd cheer my missus up. So that's the whistle-stop version. She won the case. They said, of course you should challenge her. As if a little kid walks into a clinic and says, I want to change my gender. That you should just go, yeah, okay then. Yeah. I mean, who the fuck... Again, I can't believe I have to say this out loud. Like, I can't believe the BBC and The Guardian and Sky News and Channel 4 and CNN and MSNBC and the powers that be aren't saying this. Why is it left to people like me, Rotten Politics or We Got a Problem or Paz or anyone like normal fucking people who can be asked to sit in front of a camera and do this shit on YouTube for free, appear to be the only voice of sanity? Because it is insanity. That's not just my opinion, it's a fact. If you look at the polling of the general public, 95% of parents do not support giving children puberty blockers. It is that high. I put the links in the video. Go and check them. The polling from YouGov. Every poll you look at, the general public does not support giving children puberty blockers. They do not. And they definitely do not support, if you do reluctantly decide it's a good idea after massive amounts of consultations and massive amounts of psychological profiling and psychology and psychiatry and really going as slow as you can. Conservative values there. Be cautious. If you do go through it, they should be late teens at the latest, and the parents have to be involved at every step of the way. That is reasonable. Maybe. But this is fucking crazy. Crazy. So there's Keira Bell, who said she should have been challenged more when she decided to transition to male. No shit, Sherlock. They can't buy fags, they can't buy booze, they can't gamble, but they can get cock off. No, they fucking can't. Is that off League of Gentlemen? I remember that about 20 years ago. We have to get cock off. It was Babs Cabs. Yeah. Doctors can judge if under 16s can give informed consent to puberty blocker use. The Court of Appeal has ruled. The appeal was brought by the Tavistock Trust, which runs the UK's only youth gender identity clinic. Decision reverses. Of course it does. Just like every time the Supreme Court, the partisan Supreme Court, ruled against Brexit, every single chance they got, they stuck a fucking stick in the spokes because they are absolute shitbags. They are partisan. They are hardcore fucking activists, ideologues. They wouldn't know common sense if it wore some steel-toe boots and hoofed them in the bollocks. The world has gone fucking mad. So of course they did. The decision reverses the 2020 ruling, which said that under 16s lack the capacity to give informed consent. So as I am fucking telling you, as God is my witness, I am telling you right here and now, you heard it here first. This was always going to happen because of the aforementioned noncery. Because think of this, I'm going to put this as crudely as I can, which I didn't do in the pre-recorded video because I'm assuming that quote mining I'd get banned. 35 minutes into a live stream, probably get away with it, right? I'll tell you how this goes. If a little kid has been given the go-ahead to put little pills inside their body that will forever alter their physiology, the brain chemistry, the physical chemistry. If a child is allowed to do that, then might a child not conceivably make the decision when goaded by the creepy noncy lefties? Is it not conceivable they might make the decision to put other small things inside the body? Maybe not as small as a pill, probably between 6 and 8 inches on average, slightly warm, a little bit hairy. They might want to put those things inside the body. If you can talk them into it, that's all you have to do, right? The fucking definition of grooming. If you can let a kid, an 8-year-old, go, fuck yeah, I want pills that'll fuck my entire body up, why can't you make the logical argument that the same 8-year-old kid can say, fuck it, I want to go and get rogered by this old fella here who's told me he loves me and he's my best mate and he gives me candy? Well, why is that not a logical conclusion? This isn't a conspiracy theory. That's where it's going. Harriet Harman, 2014. Google it. All of these... seriously, Google it. The amount of people who've been LGBT plus trans activists and have recently been arrested, one for shagging his fucking mum, one for shagging kids, it's inexorably linked. Some of them are scarily obsessed with youngsters. Honestly, it's not a conspiracy theory. And again, I'm not having to go at the LGBT community in general. Most gay people aren't fucking creepy pedos. They just want to be left alone. Most lesbians aren't creepy pedos. They just want to go out and scissor the fucking girlfriends. It's this weird extremist cabal that has taken over the civil sector, the public servants, the court, the judiciary, despite the fact that 95% of the general public is appalled by it. NAMBLA. It's fucked up. But you can't tell me that stuff's not linked. Yeah, you're my wife now, Dave. That's what it's going to be like, except with 8-year-olds. Because 8-year-olds, they can consent, you know. If they can decide to alter their body at the age of 8, then they can decide what pills they're going to put in the body at the age of 8. Well, guess what else they can decide to put in the fucking body at the age of 8? When encouraged by their creepy, noncy fucking commie handlers. That's where this is going. And this can serve as my fucking opposition to it. I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been supporting Posey Parker every chance I got. San Francisco Choir, I've seen it. Rotten Politics is correct. Go and Google that. Sargon made a video about it. This is not a surprise to you people that are listening to me. We know what's happening. It's fucked up. Even if you weren't talking about, even if it wasn't linked to the noncy shit, an 8-year-old kid cannot give consent to anything. 8-year-old kids want to be Batman. That's good. Preserve their innocence. Let kids be children. Stop forcing bullshit, filling their heads with this shit just because you want to win power. They're obsessed with power. They are willing to ruin children to get power. That's what it all fucking boils down to it. And they're rubbing your nose in it. Of course they are. It's lunacy. I'm honestly getting to the end of my rope with it. I feel as if you keep voting Conservative and you keep getting Communist, and 95% of the public is against this, but you get it anyway. 95% of the public's like, this is horrific, we don't agree with it, but you get it anyway. Is democracy working for us? Can I keep advocating peaceful protest and just voting? Because it ain't working. The 95% are at the whim to the 5%. A tiny minority of activist judges, lawyers, and civil servants are imposing their will on an unrelenting, unhappy, unconsenting public. And that is a step too far. I'm glad I'm out of the military, because I'd seriously be like, right, it's fucking coup time, baby. It's a good job. It's a good job I haven't still got my green lid on. I've got one in the cupboard, but they didn't let me keep my fucking machine gun. I've got a handgun as well, but I'm not allowed a GPMG anymore, unfortunately. But I really don't know where we go from here. I feel as if the system isn't working. Kate, thanks for cajoling everyone with the likes. That is, it is sweet to see random people, Kate and everybody else, trying to plug the channel because Susan won't do it. Fucking Susan! Susan! I haven't done that for a while, Susan. Yeah, it is. It's not working, is it? It's just not working. Children. Your kids are on your own. The nonsense is coming, ladies and gents. I guarantee it. Unbridled noncery, regardless of what you vote for. It's not working, is it? It's not working in the United States, as I've talked about. The vote's always fucked. Nobody trusts the electoral system. Nobody trusts the ballots. They're making it easy to commit fraud. They're letting people go and do fucking ballot harvesting. It's the same in America. It's fucked, people. It's fucked. Silicon Valley and the MSM have all the power. Same with ivermectin and everything else. If you disagree, doesn't matter what evidence you've got for it, doesn't matter if you've been a doctor for 40 years, doesn't matter if you've got the numbers from the WHO, doesn't matter if you've got data from 1975 and 500 million patients. If the MSM and Silicon Valley don't want the general public to know, the general public aren't allowed to know. And it's the same with this. If the 5% want your 8-year-olds to be taking pills without you knowing about it, then your 8-year-olds are going to be taking pills without you knowing about it. It is a scary fucking time to be alive. And yeah, I'm not really in the mood for humour anymore. It's not very fucking funny, is it? And yeah, it's regressive is what it is. It's regressive. We were at a good place in the 90s. In the 90s, gay people were allowed to do what they liked. The gay discos were pretty full in the 1990s. Yeah, we weren't fighting with people of different ethnic origin or different backgrounds or different religions. We had an immigration process that worked. We had a diverse culture. Yeah, it's like you walked around in fucking 1997 and when you seen a Pakistani, you went, fucking hell, what's that? No. Again, they're spreading you a lie. The kids now are 20, think that they're living in hell. In the 1990s, we had this. We had kebab shops and fucking Bhangra music and gay discos in the 1990s. This isn't new. We're just living in the fucking post-truth era. So fuck it. I was a good fucking shot with a Jimmy. I loved it. I didn't mind carrying it. The thrill of shooting it is worth the weight of carrying it. I always think, fuck it, it'll get me fitter. Give me stronger wanking arms. Right, I think I'll call that 40 minutes. You've had your lot. I'll try and film the BBC Spews today if I can be arsed. I am thinking of knocking it on the head though. It really doesn't get the traction of short videos. A half-hour rant that takes me 4 hours to make and edit doesn't do as well as 5-minute tidbits. Maybe it's because most people haven't got a very long attention span. And I can't chastise anyone for that. I'm the fucking same. Typically, if it's more than 20 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I've had enough of this. Yeah, the 80s and the 90s were good times. Rave scene was great, fucking quality. The 90s was a great time. And these kids now think they've never had it worse. Madness. Absolute madness. Right, fuck them. I'll call it a day. If I can be arsed, I'll film the BBC Spews this afternoon if I get a chance. If I can't, fuck yous. You'll have to wait until Monday. I'll do a live stream Monday. And I might film something between now and then. All right? Thanks for everything. Moderators, regulars, likers and sharers. Always appreciate it. We're in a world of shit, ladies and gents. All we can do is keep on laughing at it. And I'll see you on Monday, all right? Have a fucking good weekend. Don't get too drunk. Don't take too many drugs. That is not the way to a strong mind. Keep your chins up, and I'll see you all very soon. Take it easy. Have a good weekend. Toodaloo.